He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is Not Another Shooting Show. We go to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, after a shooting was reported in East Cocalico? Let's say East Cocalico Township, Monday afternoon. Police said in the update that the shooting was accidental. They responded to a report of shots fired at 1:38 p.m. and an accidental shooting. Officials on scene then located a man with a gunshot wound to his hand. Now, Jeff, when investigators said the individual accidentally shot himself, was he A, twirling the gun, B, cleaning the gun, or C, making a pizza?
I hope it's twirling the gun. That would be fantastic.
Of course he was cleaning the gun.
Of course. They're always cleaning the gun. It's always cleaning the gun.
Although this one actually probably was an attempt to clean the gun because he did shoot himself in the hand. Usually they just shoot themselves somewhere, like a lower extremity usually. They're like, oh, I was cleaning it, and then blah, blah, blah. Well, my dad shot himself in the hand after he wasn't cleaning it, but he had just finished putting it back together. So it was kind of the same thing, except it was on the back half, not the front half. Anyway, officers on scene tended to the man's injuries while waiting for emergency services to arrive. It was non-life-threatening, and there was no threat to the public.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to be Amish. Because it's Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
Maybe just Pennsylvania Dutch. I don't know if it was straight up Amish.
They have a picture of a car, so boo. I want horses.
Yeah. We my first time eating at a Waffle House was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Really?
My wife and I went on a big road trip vacation for our 10th anniversary, and we stopped at we were on our way to a suburb outside of Philly for some store Crystal wanted to go to, and we stopped at a Waffle House in Lancaster, and we're sitting there. I'm looking out the window, and all of a sudden this solo dude with a horse and buggy just goes fucking hauling ass down the street next to me like 30 miles an hour. I was like, damn. I couldn't believe how fast it was going. Like, just hauling ass. It was great. Okay. So, your friend and mine, Steven.
It's fucking Tuesday.
Steven lost the match.
Yay. I mean, that's too bad.
He, not only did he lose a match, though, he lost to an old, fat three-gunner.
Oh, brother. Ugh.
Yeah. Of course, the old, fat three-gunner sent me a message and said, I beat Steven at Mill Creek today.
As you should.
And so I'm immediately like, oh, you got, is it okay if I say you got beat by, well, first I asked him how old he was. He's just a couple years older than Steven, but I'm like, that's okay. He's the old, fat guy. Can I say old fat? He's like, absolutely. You should say I'm old and fat. And then I was like, ooh, old fat three-gunner beat Steven.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's fucking Tuesday.
So anyway, Steven lost the match. I just wanted to get that right up front in the show, just so we got it out there that he not only didn't get second to Craig Oakenfuss is who we're talking about. He got third behind somebody else in CO.
Ew.
So anyway, ew, gross. Ugh. All right, so we have a guest on the show, a guy who is very active on our Reddit, and I didn't check, otherwise I would shame you, but I don't know if you're a patron or not, Justin. But Justin Sonan is joining us. Welcome, Justin.
Hi, thanks for having me on. And yes, I am a subscriber to the Patreon.
Sweet. Awesome. Did you pay too much like Ryan? And by the way, Ryan in Kansas is not in Missouri. He's in Kansas. Did you pay too much accidentally?
What do you mean by pay too much?
I'm making a joke. You must not have heard that one yet.
So is that the one about your Apple?
Yeah, he signed up for the app.
Whatever.
Yeah, and it was
I did it too. I think I was catching up.
Oh, okay.
Like going through all the Patreon, and then you said it, and I was like, whatever.
So Justin is joining us. So who are you? What do you do? What's your deal? Like, where do you live? What do you do?
So right now, we moved to Texas in 2018. My wife and I were both originally from Hawaii, of all places.
Ooh, I love Hawaii.
Got tired of how expensive it was, and obviously I love guns, so that's why we moved
Oh
to
yeah,
Texas.
there's that. How bad was it in Hawaii for, like, how big of a pain in the ass was it to just buy a pistol in Hawaii?
So to buy a pistol, you first had to either take the NRA safety course or a hunter safety course first, and then when you go to buy a pistol, you go to the gun store, purchase it, and then you take basically your receipt from the gun store, and you have to go down to the main police station in downtown Honolulu, the only police station that you could do it at, and you have to apply for a permit for every single pistol that you wanted. And then you waited 2 weeks, go back, and then they issue you your permit. Then you go back to the store, pick it up, go back to the police station, and register it. And then you were allowed to take your pistol home.
So you bought it at the store, and then you had to transport it to the police station?
Yeah, after you picked up your permit, and then you would bring it to the
gotcha.
station so they could verify, like, yes, you have
okay.
possession of your firearm.
I misunderstood, because when I think buy firearm, like, I leave the store with it that day. But I get it now.
It's a pain in the ass.
Could you get the permit and then go buy the gun, or did you have to buy the gun first to get the permit?
Pistols, you have to purchase it first.
Ew.
The firearm first. But for long guns, you could apply for a long gun permit that was good for 1 year, and you could go and buy as many as you wanted within that 1 year. But you would still have to go through the process of buying it and then taking it to the police station and be like, here's my rifle that I bought, and they verify your serial number.
Wow, interesting.
Well, it's all for safety. They're just making everybody so safe, doing all the extra paperwork and running around. It makes it so safe. Oh God, that's
Very
awful.
Safe. And like you saw a couple months ago, I posted about the Killdozer front end loader incident. Yeah,
that was a fascinating story. I was very glad I was right. It sucks that they automatically arrest people, but I was glad that I was right, that they just, the DA was like, he killed a guy who was killing people, so we really can't charge him. I mean, that's pretty much true in every state. When if you kill somebody who's killing people and you didn't start it, you're pretty much not going to get charged. Even in the worst
You're not going to
states.
get charged, but you still might get arrested.
But you might get arrested, especially in Hawaii, yeah. In South Dakota, you don't get arrested. But in Hawaii, you probably are going to get arrested. But, okay, so you live in Texas. Where in Texas do you live?
We just moved, actually, to the DFW area. We were originally in San Antonio.
Oh. I guess I haven't heard. Is there a lot of USPSA in that area?
Yeah, there's quite a bit in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
No, I meant in San Antonio.
There's 2 clubs in San Antonio and then 3 clubs in Austin, I believe.
I knew there were. Is Austin close to San Antonio? I didn't.
Yeah, it's about, like, if you I lived in between Austin and San Antonio, so for me to go to the Austin or the San Antonio clubs was about an hour drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been to.
So, like, the cities themselves are only an hour and a half apart, which is like close in Texas terms.
Yeah, well, so
It's all relative.
I've been to Dallas, I've been to Waco, and I've been to College Station, are the places I've been in Texas. So, and isn't that like kind of? Oh, that's like, okay, that's sort of like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at a map. No one cares. Anyway, so our matches full. DFW now. I know there's lots of matches there. Are they pretty full? Like, how many in a club match when you go to a club match?
Actually, I haven't. We recently just moved like 2 weeks ago, so I haven't actually had a chance to shoot a match.
Oh, you just moved. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
How was it? Like, what are the club matches like in San Antonio and Austin?
Anywhere between 30 to 60, 70 shooters.
Oh, so they're not super huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like, on the West Coast where you're talking like 100 plus people. But depending on the clubs, on like their location, some clubs catered more to having, people from the different metropolitan areas coming down.
Yeah.
So
No,
there was one club that was in between Austin and San Antonio, and it was always full. There was always a wait list because you had people coming from both cities.
so you're in the military, right?
Yes.
Is that
In the
your
Guard.
full-time job, or are you in the Guard?
I'm in the Guard, and it was my full-time job for the last 10 years or so. And then
Oh.
I recently quit the full-time side.
Oh. What was it? What were you in? Was it Air Force or Air Guard?
Air Guard.
Oh, you're an Air Guard guy. So was my old man.
Yeah.
What did you do in the Air Guard?
So originally I was a Army Guard. I was a helicopter mechanic for 6 years, and then I transferred to the Air Guard side.
What'd you do in the Air Guard? Like work on jets?
So here in
or-
Texas, I worked on jets, aircraft electrician.
Oh, that was what my old man was. What jets did you guys have?
We have F-16s in San Antonio.
Boring. It seems like everybody's got F-16s. That's what we have here in Sioux Falls too, is F-16s. I'm
Yeah,
not saying that's a boring
they're
jet. Like
the
I'd
most
love a ride in
prevalent.
one. Have you ever
same here.
have you had a ride in one?
I have not had
Oh,
an incentive ride. Yeah.
a friend of mine I went to high school with, when he retired, he was in security forces, and when he retired, he got a ride. And I asked him, "Did you throw up?" He said, "Almost," but did not throw up. He said he was the guy was pretty nice to him, but good God, I cannot imagine riding on, taking a ride in one of those things. It's just it'd be so wild. I'd puke everywhere, but it would
I
be
wouldn't fit. It would be
you
that'd be sad.
couldn't go. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I think you're above the limit. I think.
Oh yeah. No, my head would be touching the canopy. And then
well,
if
the
my hips
F-16
would
leans
fit.
back a lot though.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
It's
willing.
not a
I'm
big
willing to
cockpit, though.
try.
It's pretty tight.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
no,
I'm
6'5" is the max.
boo. I said, see, this is heighdism. I want a F-16 built for tall people. And
You don't
just
fit
so
in
I
the
can
fucking jet.
me. Discrimination. That's what I hear. Discrimination.
They just need to make the bubble canopy a bigger bubble.
And
They're
it
like
probably need to be a
literally
little
like
bit
half the size
wider.
of the jet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it need to be a little bit wider, maybe a little bit deeper, a little chunkier. Just
Have
a
you
little
ever
chunkier.
have you ever been next to an F-16, Jeff?
I have not.
It's not a big plane. They're not big, because I was around them the most, just because they've had them here since 1991, I think, and so going out to the base when Dad was working, they'd be in the hangar. His office was in the hangar, and I'd walk by them, and they're not terribly big, and then there'd be an air show, and then there's an F-15 and an F-18 there, and they're fucking huge compared to an F-16.
Yeah, I'm
the-
looking at the
F-15
pictures.
is tall as hell.
Oh yeah, they're really tall. You'd
Jeff,
hurt
could probably
yourself
walk
falling out of
underneath
that.
the wing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, F-16, you'd have to. Well, I would. Of course, Jeff would have to duck, but I would even have to duck if I recall correctly. They're not really.
I found a picture that's front on of a dude in the canopy, and I'm like, oh god, these things are tiny.
Yeah, no, they're not big
Yeah.
jets. No,
like little baby planes.
So you've gone on. Oh God, what is the? I forget all the acronyms. What is it when you go on TDY?
TDY.
What's the worst plane to ride in when you're going on a TDY?
I haven't rode on one, but a C-130 is probably the worst.
So you haven't gone. Did you always when you went on one? Were they always on airlines?
It was either a C-17 or commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I looked out with, but I actually haven't TDY'd with my current unit. So being in Hawaii, I was in the Guard there, and kind of being in the middle of the Pacific, and anytime we needed to TDY somewhere, flying in a C-130 is kind of rough. So we
Yeah.
always had C-17s
I-
or commercial.
my dad came back to Sioux Falls in a C5 one time, and that was cool. They're so big. Google C5, Jeff. They're enormous. The nose
The C5
opens.
Galaxies?
Yeah. They're so big. It's
Well, you can fit like 2 or 3 like M1 tanks in it.
yeah.
They're huge.
They're enormous. Okay. So, more with Justin here shortly. Patreon.com/NotAnotherShootingShow. Just $3.57 a month, and you get a second entire episode every single week. Our Reddit was on fire this week. Reddit.com/r/NASS. A butt plug made an appearance, but it was actually a trophy. More on that later. Matches. Area 3 is open for registration, and let me tell you, spots are going. I forgot to look before we did this. Last I saw, there was 129 spots remaining, I think it was. That match is September 25th through the 28th out in Rapid City, South Dakota. The range has an address finally, Jeff.
Oh, that's good.
Because it didn't exist. So they finally assigned an address, but it won't show up on Google.
You will be shooting Friday PM, Saturday AM. All of the Saturday PM, Sunday AM
Is sold out.
are full.
Okay, so the Saturday Sunday schedule is full. Friday Saturday is still open. I shut off I think there's still a handful of Thursday Friday left. Yeah, there's a few spots there. Looks like there's about 10 or 12 slots there. Plus, I reserved a whole squad on the Thursday, Friday. If we sell out everything, Bruce and I were talking about this. We will probably open up some more Thursday, Friday squads, but we're still a long way from totally selling out. There's still lots of room Friday, Saturday. So, and honestly, like for Area 3, here's the play. Shoot Friday, Saturday. You're done at noon on Saturday. And then you've got the rest of the day Saturday to go up in the hills and go do whatever, go to Deadwood, go to Mount Rushmore, go wherever. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to do. So anyway, Area 3, registration open. Tanfo Timmy's match, the Northwoods Showdown, May 3rd and 4th. There's 61 slots left for that. It's a 2-day match, 2-day level 2. Very cool. The dark match, Jeff, April 12th.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's a month away, actually. Let's see. Oh, when this drops, it'll be a month away. Yeah. April 12th. So registration opens in a week or so. Anyway, it's a 5-stage night match. If you're relatively close to Sioux Falls, it's totally worth the drive. And I'm not just saying that, am I, Jeff?
It is fun. It's a very different experience. Just show up with an open mind and just roll with what happens, because every time it's safe, it's fun, the people are awesome, but it's a very different experience.
Yeah. It's not a big deal after you've done it a couple of times, but the first time is a trip for sure. And
your flashlight is going to turn on to strobe every time you draw it, and you're going to turn your dot to a certain level because it's dark and you don't have your light on, and when you turn your light on, it's going to be almost non-existent.
Yes.
That's always fun.
Dot must be on full bright for the night match. What? Yes. Dot must be on full bright for the night match. Because anything you point your gun at will have the light on. So, and it will wash out the dot. Okay. Great Plains and Cornhusker, you can't sign up. They're full. I don't know how deep the wait list is. I haven't looked, but for Great Plains. But they're both sold out. That's pretty cool. Okay. Once again, Justin Sonan is our guest from the DFW area of Texas. You were talking about how the matches you've been going to, like Austin, San Antonio, were like 30 to 60, 70, somewhere in that neighborhood, and other bigger markets. Well, holy cow. Jeff, we got Vince was texting both of us this week about what's going on in Kansas City, and holy shit.
Yeah,
Mill Creek's kicking ass.
They have found the secret sauce.
Yeah, they sure have. They had 100 and, well, do you have practice score open, Jeff? I don't. to go look up how many there were at the match on Saturday. That was actually the match where
And
Steven
114.
114.
Jesus.
And
Or 100, 114.
And it is just outside of Kansas City, so there is a major metropolitan area. And I keep wanting to say, oh, it's these major metros. And Jeff's like, not necessarily.
Yeah, because, I mean, I live by a major metro. Like, I know we're smaller than Kansas City, but, like, it's 114
You're a lot bigger than
people
Sioux Falls.
Right. It's 115 people out of, like, for Omaha, we have 1 million. Somehow we can't find 100 people that want to stand in dirt pits and shoot shit. So yeah, it's remarkable how how Vince has been able to get that club to the next level.
I don't know if it's just him.
Right.
He's part of the team doing it, but
he's part of the
Jeff's
team.
also a part of it too, and other people down there whose names I don't recall.
Well, and to put a little context into it is like, Vince sent us messages. He was talking to me because he has 3 of my slides and he is unfucking how much I have broken them. Let's just put it this way. When a guy who deals with lots and lots of slides and lots of issues goes, someone used a lot of Loctite. This is weird. I'm like, yeah, someone. Yeah, that someone is, yeah, sure. So
are you sure it wasn't JB Weld?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, he also was like, who did this cut for this gun? Like, it's not as good as CZ Custom normally does. I'm like, I got it straight from Ben Staker Pro Shop, like, as a CZ Custom gun. So I must have got the shitty guy, but it was working fine until
you got the intern,
right? Until I fucked up the optic on it. But going back to Vince, he mentioned one thing he's able to do because he has a direct line with the consumer is he just puts the little cards. It's like, hey, if you want to shoot a match, here's the QR code to get you straight to practice.
I'm looking at, he sent me the card too. And, it's just a business card sized card. And it says KC area USPSA. Let's go. Scan me. That's it.
Yeah. And that's all it needs to be. And he also talked about his different reaction to people talking to him. So like people will be like, oh, how are you shooting today? And instead of being like, I screwed up that stage and man, I wish I could have done better. And we're all terrible about this. He said, he just goes, I'm having a good day. How about you? I'm having fun. And changing that, like the like try hard response to a, like, I'm in a dirt pit with my friends having fun. Are you having fun?
That's a very Steve Anderson thing. He like, that's a pre-prepared response to how you shooting. Oh, yep. I'm having a good day. I'm having fun. Just sort of built in response to that. No, I was pretty like, at first Vince just sent me the link to like their registration. I'm like, why are you sending me this? I'm not coming to Kansas City this weekend. And then it was like, oh Jesus, it's really full.
Yeah.
Like the signups. He actually took a screenshot of the match breakdown, like how many in each division. I was amazed when I saw 12 in limited, but when you have 114 in the match, I guess you're going to get 12 in limited.
Right, 1/12 of the match.
Just shy of half is carry optics.
Shocked, I tell you. Absolutely shocked.
There was 1 in limit to 10.
There's always one.
Are you throwing shade right now, Justin? That I feel attacked.
I'm just saying.
I feel attacked. I actually just got
I just hope that he was shooting it with an optic.
I hope he was shooting it with an optic and major. I hope.
Let's see. He was shooting majors. So.
Oh, good.
And what's crazy is that even open is only got 12 people.
Oh, my God. There's only 9 people in open. Oh, well, I'm looking at it before the match happened, but...
yeah.
So there was probably a few more.
Optics and CO combined is 77 shooters.
Yeah, but like limited optics was like half of CO.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're basically the same. So
they are, but I mean, other clubs I've seen it be closer together, and other clubs like CO is still just king. It is still the big swinging dick at the match, without a doubt.
Yep.
what do you? I saw. I was looking at your. I was creeping your classification record, Justin. What do you shoot the most right now?
So if you look at my classification history, it says open, but I'm just basically shooting my carry optics gun with 15 rounds because I like to reload, I guess.
Why are you doing that to yourself?
Why are you
So
open?
what was it like
And why an
2
open?
years ago? So I didn't want to like make M through just standard classifiers. I wanted to get it by shooting at a major, so I decided to just shoot open at locals. So
Oh,
those
gotcha.
classifiers
Okay,
basically
that makes
wouldn't
sense.
affect, yeah, my CO classification.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then after a certain point, I was like, I stopped caring about, you know, being competitive, quote unquote. So I was like, I'll just shoot 15 round magazines because kind of like
Why not?
dipstick production optics.
Do you shoot from concealment?
I do sometimes.
I still have not done that. Have you, Jeff?
From concealment?
Well, I guess I did it one time.
Right. I was about to say you burned off some pubes,
Yeah, when I forgot my belt. Yeah,
but
but
I've
I
never
still wasn't concealing. Like I tucked the shirt behind the gun. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever done it from concealment. I've done
Really?
appendix, but I've never done from concealment.
Oh, yeah. Are we saying that being different?
Yeah. So if I tuck my shirt behind my gun, I'm not having to
I see what you mean. Yeah,
remove my cover garment.
yeah, like when I forgot my belt and I was using an appendix holster to shoot my Beretta, I tucked the
just
shirt
tucked it.
behind the holster. So I would not consider that from concealment. It was from a concealment holster, but I wasn't hiding it.
And
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, so you shoot from concealment and reload from concealment, or
So I'll have like a sidecar, a holster. So my first reload will usually be from there, and then I'll have two uh, mag holsters on tech locks on my hip that are not concealed or might be concealed with my shirt. So if I do need to reload more than once, I can go to my side and reload from there.
oh,
Is that
you were
pretty
playing
challenging?
hard mode?
Yeah, definitely. Is that? I mean, I could see if you've got like a regular mag pouch on the side after your sidecar mag pouch. Is it kind of sometimes? Oh, my shirt's in the way, or my shirt's not in the way?
Yeah, yeah. It's the same with like when you first draw, like your shirt might get hung up on the mag as it comes down. So when you go to reload, you're like, you go to reach for your shirt below your belt line, and you're like, oh, my shirt's not there. It's actually hung up on my magazine.
Sure.
So like, yeah. But that's usually like in the wintertime when it's conducive to like having shit on you in Texas. In the
When you're
cooler
wearing
months, that's
big,
usually
heavy
when
winter coats in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. When it's like 40 degrees.
Oh God! Actually,
You mean shorts weather?
Shorts and a light hoodie.
Oh, dude! After
Oh,
it was
tank top.
After it was 20 below here, I literally was running around in shorts and flip flops when it was like 35 on
Yeah.
a Saturday.
As long as the sun's out, you're fine.
Because after it's that cold, for those of you who don't live in a place where it gets way below zero, like the first time it hits like 40 here, we're as cold as you are. Like it's like, oh, Burr, it's 40 degrees. Jesus Christ, it's cold. And then after it gets to 20 below, then when it gets back up to like 30, you're like, oh, let's get the bikinis out. I'm going to put my Speedo on and go to the gas station. You know,
It's all relative.
It doesn't feel as cold as it does on the way down. It's just kind of how it works. But anyway, okay, so hard mode. I still haven't shot hard mode from concealment. I would like to, and I would like to do it with my iron-sighted PO7. Is the
At the
gun
night
I
match.
most want to. I don't have a light holster for it though. That's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Dude, your carry gun.
I'm locked into a. Oh, that is a carry gun of mine. But I'm basically locked into a Glock because it's the only holsters I have for lights. That's one thing that I always go back and forth on as the match director for that is, should we do like optional table starts? You know,
Right.
as a, if you choose to start from the table, it's like a procedural.
Right. It definitely because the match fills up as well as it does, I don't think it's required. But like, if I was going to, if ENGC suddenly got the permission to run these matches, I would start at least the first match would be like, there's a table start option, or they're all starting from the table while we get comfortable doing this.
Yeah. I mean, they've, every one of them except last year in the spring was a USPSA match. So I just sort of was like, you need a light bearing holster. And I have had like regulars at our club say, I don't have a light holster, so I'm not coming. You can still use a headlamp. That's allowed. And people do that. It's tough though, because it lights up your hands and gun so much that it's hard to, like, it's really distracting at least from what people have told me. But yeah, but it sure is fun. Okay. We have to talk about the most TMZ thing in the gun world this week.
Yeah.
SIG is not, they're not going to take it anymore. It ends today.
We're not gonna take it.
No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. So, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but they put a post on their social media, and it was a 4-page post, 4 images. The cover photo of it is the truth about the P320. I'll just, in case anyone listening has not read this, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read the first page and the last page, and the part about, the last page is really the good one. Okay. Underlined, the P320 cannot, under any circumstances, discharge without a trigger pull. That is a fact. Except for all the videos we've seen where it does go off without a
going off in the
trigger
holster.
pull. Yeah, I happened at the police academy in South Dakota here. The allegations against the P320 are nothing more than individuals seeking to profit or avoid personal responsibility. Recently, anti-gun groups, members of the mainstream media, trial attorneys, and other uninformed and agenda-driven parties have launched attacks on one of Sig Sauer's most trusted, most tested, and most popular products, the P320 pistol. In all cases, these individuals have an ulterior motive behind their baseless allegations that the P320 can fire without a trigger pull. They have no evidence, no data, and no empirical testing to support their claims. No, but we got a lot of fucking anecdotal data. Like a whole bunch of videos on the internet of guns going off in holsters. There's a lot of those. Anyway, they finish off page 1. They instead choose to misrepresent clear, negligent discharges as a, quote, design problem, unquote. I'm going to skip to this third page because the second page is just them blowing themselves. The rhetoric is high, and we can no longer stay silent while lawsuits run their course. And clickbait farming, engagement hacking grifters continue their campaign to hijack the truth for profit. Enough is enough. From the courts of law to the court of public opinion, we will combat the lies and misinformation with the truth. Sig Sauer stands behind the quality, safety, and design of all our products, especially the P320.
I think Sean Spicer came up with a term for this: alternative facts.
It's as someone who worked in media for most of my adult life, it's a really bad look when you try to tell people something they already know is not true. It's just not.
But if you just keep repeating the lie, eventually it becomes the truth. There's something.
There's literally judgments against them. Now, I'm sure they're going through the appeals process, but there's been, like, just off the top of my head, I know of, I only know for sure 2 decisions. One was like $11 million or $8 million, whatever that was, that jury in Pennsylvania.
Just happened, right?
What's that?
That one just happened.
Yeah, it was just a few months ago. Yeah, it was just a month or two. It was a couple months ago.
With however many trials they have going, we could probably say a few weeks ago ad nauseum and be correct.
At any point, yeah. Any point in time, and that would be a truth.
But, like, to blame it on, like, honestly, most of the people shitting on the P320 are not anti-gun. They don't know enough about guns to know.
I thought that is a really good argument that Ben made in his post. Most gun people are like, ban gun, end of thought.
Yeah.
They're not. I would like to ban specifically the SIG P320,
Yes.
X5 Legion,
Yes.
macro comp.
Yes.
Just that specific one, please.
I've never advocated for banning I've never talked shit about an M&P. Like, I've never done it because it doesn't go off in holsters. I've never talked shit about a Glock. It doesn't go off in holsters. You know, and the fact that, like, there's literally, I saw Vince posted something about how like, there's companies that make parts that fix the problems in P320s, but they don't advertise it as fixing those problems because they don't want to get sued by SIG.
Yeah.
It's just God.
Well, and like, this gun is so bad that this is only one of its two like major flaws. Because this isn't even the SIG-nade problem. This is only the going off in holster problem.
Oh yeah, there was one of those I saw on Reddit here just recently.
Yeah, so it's like this overly tested gun, which okay, I guess, but like, for a gun to blow up that many times and in that many ways is remarkable, considering this is the age of media. I have seen blown up Glocks. I've seen blown up MMPs.
Yeah.
And it tends to be, oh yeah, the barrel took 99.9% of it, and so I just had to get a new barrel. Or like, my magazine blew out the bottom. I actually saw that one live in person at Iowa one year. It blew the mag plate out
Glock?
the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, Glocks
And
just puke out the bottom.
Yep. And the guy switched to a different gun just out of, safety. But yeah, that was it. His hands were perfectly fine. I think there might have been a little bit of, black residue on his hands.
Well, and was that a squib?
I
Or
don't
not a battery
remember.
discharge?
I think it was an out of battery discharge.
Okay.
But
I've seen that happen with Glocks, but it's only been with guns that have been fucked with.
oh, this one, these guns have been fucked with.
Yeah, like it's always like a gamer gun. Like I saw a Glock 35. Like the extractor went to Jesus and the mag went out the bottom. It was my buddy Robert. I was there when it happened, and I think the gun survived. He just lost the extractor and it puked the mag out the bottom, and that was it.
Whereas SIGs literally blow out next to your trigger finger.
Right in half.
Yeah.
Justin,
Somebody said
it?
it's supposed to do that. Like, they designed it so if it were to basically fail, that it fails out the side.
That's the worst place for it to fail.
Up or
That's what
down
I
would be the direction to fail.
Right, that's where my finger is. I would, or
Parts of
forward.
my hand are there.
Fail forward. I'm totally fine with that.
Front facing enemy, please.
Yeah, fail facing enemy.
Task failed successfully. Like
Yes.
what? But yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you know where we should put the exit explosives next to the thing holding it. That's where the weak point should be. So yes.
It's just the post is just wild. I've never seen a company do something like that in any industry. Just say like, wow, here it is, and then now it's just getting lampooned on top of it, and it's gun slaps is all over it. Jesus, it's so funny.
Right. I mean, even the Twitter community posts or something is basically like, this is incorrect. Here's every one of the ones we have on video.
Yeah.
Here's every lawsuit. And it's like, oh, I don't get, like you said, I don't care how much like lab tested evidence you have. If I literally watch a dude walk down a hallway and his gun goes off, like we've seen these videos. Like they exist, or someone bumping into a cabinet and gun goes off.
A lot of them are cops getting in and out of vehicles.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it has something to do with the rattling around of in and out of a vehicle.
Yeah. I've heard something about this is not a statement of fact. It is a statement of
A thing
observation.
you think you remember?
Yes, that the plastic warping around the trigger mechanism or something, like because it's hitting and twisting. I don't know, but like there's a lot of, like we said, there's a lot of M&Ps, there's a lot of Glocks, there's a lot of Berettas, there's a lot of Springfield XDs, there's a lot of guns out there.
Yeah.
And that these are the ones we have videos on. Because again, we are in a very litigious culture. People will sue for anything. So if M&Ps or Glocks or any other gun was going off, they'd be getting sued too. Because that's just who we are as a people.
And pretty much every gun company has gotten sued for something, like a product liability thing where it didn't, like, you can't sue for what people do with them. That's like a federal law. But if there's something inherently wrong with it that makes it dangerous, that's the things they've gotten sued for. And I don't know how many of those, Glock got sued a bunch back in the day, early on.
M&P got sued by LAPD or officers on LAPD. I can't remember which one, because they said that it negligently discharged. And then when they went back and looked, like one of them, he was using his pistol mounted light to direct traffic.
Oh God.
And they'd gotten so used to the Berettas with the long double action pulls that they had a tendency to let their fingers get on the trigger and go off. And they're like, that's poorly made. And they're like, it's made exactly to the standard that you wanted.
Yeah.
You just trained them poorly.
I actually have to go retake my certification class for teaching permit classes in South Dakota this coming Friday. And the guy that does the teaching there, there was when I can't remember what department he was talking about, but there was a rash of negligent discharges with Glocks early on when they were switching from revolvers. You may know where I'm going with this, Jeff. I don't know.
Yep.
The takedown process.
Well, they were trained to, on the draw, start taking up the trigger on a double action revolver.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, you do that on a Glock, it goes off. There is a little bit of take up on a Glock, but not as much as a double action revolver.
Right. When you're used to pulling 18 pounds, you're like, all right, let's get 15 pounds on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boom, it went off.
And the trigger's got to travel an inch before it goes off. And then you've
Is
got
that why they had the New York trigger for Glocks for a little bit?
Yep.
Oh, I think they
10
still
or 12
do.
pound trigger pull. Yeah.
I don't know if New York cops still have to use that dumb trigger, but I would like
My
to
dad
try
had
one of those.
triggers.
Really? How awful was it?
Yeah. I never shot it, but he said he hated it.
I could
But-
imagine.
Yeah.
Vince,
think
can you make
He just
one
had
for
it.
us? Bring it to a match. We'll make a stage gun.
There's like the New York.
Is it only Glocks?
It's like a 12-pound connector.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just change it out because I bought him one of the Glock 4 triggers. And we swapped it out 'cause
it's
he got
basically,
tired
it
of
looks like a Glock connector, but it also has a heavy spring in it. I'm looking at glockparts.com. Glock trigger spring, New York orange, 12-pound. Good hell.
So I was Googling that to try to find out more information, and NYPD, or at least police one, says NYPD is announced it would be issuing new recruits a pistol with a lighter trigger pull to improve accuracy, replacing the 12-pound triggers it had used for more than 100 years. So they were just like, we've always used 12 pounds. Screw it. And so they're being replaced with a 5-pound trigger, which in our world is like, Jesus, that's a heavy trigger.
That's
like,
bad.
The average score went up 5 points as the trigger weight was reduced.
And we're not even like talking like 3 pounds. Like you get it down to like 7, it's going to go way up.
Yeah.
Like the double action in my PO7 is like 8 pounds. It's a very shootable duty gun. Very shootable. And it's it's a double action trigger, but it's like 8 pounds. It's not that bad, And Glock triggers are kind of, especially the older Glock triggers, like Gen 4 and previous, they were, you'd hit a heavy wall, and then it's hard to press through a heavy wall and not jerk the gun.
Yep.
So trying to press a trigger like that, I can't even imagine how awful it was.
Well, and getting into like the ultra nerdiness of it, a hinged double action trigger with travel space is easier to pull than 12-pound wall that you have to break.
Yeah.
And so that was the other part to it is like, yeah, in a revolver, a 12-pound trigger is easier to shoot because it's meant to have a 12-pound trigger versus
Well, also,
a Glock.
the gun is heavier too, so there's
Yep.
the amount of force of you pulling the trigger is gonna affect less because the gun is heavier versus
Yeah.
a Glock, which weighs like half the weight.
Oh,
So,
100%.
Justin, what gun do you shoot in CO or whatever?
Right now, I have a PDP steel frame, 4.5
Ooh.
inch.
Do you like it? Does it make your dick hard?
So I actually switched from P320s.
He wanted to make sure he still had a dick.
You know, the one thing I'll never say about a P320, they're good shooting guns. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never say they're a bad shooting gun. It's just the whole going off when I don't want it to thing that scares me.
So I've been shooting USPSA for almost 9 years. So when I first started off, I had an M&P, the 1.0, and then I sold that and got a P320 RX, the ones that came with the Romeo ones on, because that's when like CO was just
the
coming
OG
about.
one with the 10-round mags.
Yep. But of course, I was shooting in Hawaii, so like 10-round magazines was like the norm for us.
Of course.
So, yeah. But yeah, so I switched over to the polymer PDPs in 2022, and then I got the steel frame last year when it came out. The PDPs are awesome guns. They fit my hands a lot better than the square like X frames from the Legions.
Yeah. I've only shot a PDP one time, and I own. I mean, it's like the third The PDP is basically a third generation P99. It's mostly the same gun as like a Canic that's licensed from Walther. And I have a Canic, and the first thing I noticed about shooting that, and it was like their first competition gun, the TP9SFX, I think. Good shooting gun. I liked it. It wasn't good enough to make me quit shooting Glock at the time, but the thing I noticed about the PDP, I had a student gun, just like the regular sized one or whatever. It was the snappiest full-size gun I'd ever shot.
Yeah. So what people don't realize is that the PDP uses the same recoil spring for all the slide lengths. So essentially, you have the 4-inch, 4.5, and a 5-inch slide variants. They all use a 4-inch recoil spring. So there's a plastic spacer in the front of the 4.5 and 5-inch slide that takes up that extra space. So you have a short spring in a long slide gun. So it's gonna be that much snappier.
That's why that happens.
Yeah. I mean, like anytime you shoot like a 4-inch slide gun, like it's gonna recoil a lot more because just you're compacting the spring even more in a smaller space.
Yeah.
So.
Huh.
So,
That-
yeah.
I learned
That's one
something.
thing that,
Yeah.
it's kind of unusual with the PDP that they went with that, design theory of like, oh, we'll just use the same recoil spring for all the different slide lengths. I don't know if there's any other gun that does that.
Well, I mean, I know Glock's the best. Like the 17 and 34 had the same recoil spring, but the 19, I'm pretty sure that's a shorter one.
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm 99% sure that's a shorter guide rod and spring. Not a lot shorter.
And it's a
But
double spring, right, for the 19?
the factory one is, yeah. I always replace them with a steel guide rod and a single coil spring. But
now I want to go check my compact M&P. I think it's a shorter spring. Like, it would make the most sense.
it would,
Shorter
yeah.
spring and a double spring too, right? That's usually like the norm for like a 4-inch compact slide.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't walk away, did you, Jeff?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking. So we found out this week that the Glockatto is not 100%, and the Glockenspiel steel mags aren't quite there yet either. You saw more about this than I did, Jeff. Say things.
So I watched Stager's videos. I have very little experience with 2011s, as we know, because my hands are adult size and they don't fit around them. But according to Ben, the Staccato HD, I think, is the term
that's
for the new Glock mag one. Apparently, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's got kind of mediocre reviews across the gun tuber world, which is always strange. And Ben's has I think he said already gone back to the factory, or he's had
The gun or the mags?
the gun. And he mentioned that the Staccato doesn't like polymer frame Glock mags, and the Glocks don't like the steel mags that come with the Staccato. So that whole interchangeability that people were jerking off about doesn't seem to be there. They somehow fucked up the most reliable magazine on the planet, and it was done by a Metgar, which makes all the CZ mags. I don't know how you messed that up, but
yeah, they make the best mags of anybody.
Yeah,
they make a lot of the OEM mags.
Yeah,
for a lot of companies.
Yeah. They make some Beretta. They make Canic. I think a lot of CZ.
Yeah,
Even
so
P320s, they make a version of it as
Huh.
Yeah, so this isn't like some fly-by-night operation. This is like two
Like they're
very
good at
well
making
established
mags.
companies. Yeah, like you would
mag.
think they would have figured it out, but apparently, or at least according to Ben, that is not the case. They have been poor out the box. They have caused issues, and he is not a fan of them. And he basically told people probably shouldn't buy them yet. Wait for them to fix all the issues.
Yep.
So as we've learned from Sig, don't be a beta tester. Never buy Gen 1. Never ever buy. Always wait for Gen 2. The MMP is the greatest example of this. Like, I love my MMPs, but the first gens were trash. Like, they had accuracy problems, the stock trigger was meh, the grip texture was basically slick as shit. But they were my baby. And then the 2.0 came out, and they're like, we fixed most of the problems. And you're like, cool. Why did it take you 12 years? Good job. So yeah, it's kind of interesting for a $2,500, $3,500 2011 to be already shitting the bed 2 months after
I don't think
release.
that gun costs that much. Oh wait, I don't want to go to that. If you go to staccato.com, you're just going to see some hot Asian woman like looking seductively in a video.
Hell yeah. Is that not what you're here for?
There it is. Staccato2011.com.
25 or 27.
They're how much?
Yeah.
For the P, 25 for the P4 and 27 for the
Oh, okay.
4.5.
Oh, I was hearing about cops who were ordering them and they're getting them cheaper.
Oh yeah, because
they get like a 30% discounters and like
they're
6 mags or
protecting
some shit.
freedom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a
I
bummer.
mean, it's a good deal for law enforcement. for sure.
Oh, well, of course it is. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
they're still buying it.
I'm really glad I didn't. I had a chance to order some. The Gun Mag Warehouse finally had 9mm tac sport mags back in stock.
Yep.
Like, and not the orange ones that cost an extra $30 for an orange base plate that I'm just going to remove and replace with a extension. So I went looking for those, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they have the Metgar Glock mags, and they did, and they were only $18. And I was gonna order one, and I'm like, something was just telling me don't order it.
Wait, they're steal
They're cheaper than
$18
the Glock
mags like out the door? Like these are the brand new ones?
It was $18.99. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's cheaper than the OEM Glock mags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Like they're usually around 25.
Yeah, they're
My
21 or 22 on
Oh,
the Mag Shack right now.
maybe I'm misremembering because I just went there and it's $22.99.
still like
Oh, that's for an extended Glock 19 18-round mag. A Glock 17 18 round anti-friction mag is $24.99.
Still,
Those are the
fairly
only
cheap
two Mechars
for
I'm
a
seeing.
brand new mag out the door. I mean, I don't know. I was never going to buy a Staccato, so I'm.
All I know is, I wasn't gonna. Something just told me don't buy it, and I didn't, and now I'm kind of glad I did.
Yeah. So, Justin,
by the way, you know what I did with I got those two 9mm mags. You know what I did with them after I had old extensions from when I shot limited.
Okay.
So I took some of the not so good Taylor Freelance, or not Taylor Freelance. I'm sorry. God, who makes those base pads? Springer Precision. There's like a screw.
Yep.
That tiny little set screw.
That tiny little screw. And if you drop it and it hits a rock and it fucks up the screw, you're never getting that extension off the mag.
You actually can. The lifts will start peeling off eventually.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
basically,
happened to
I
my
would just
MMPs.
destroy the extension and save the mag body, but I need to order a couple new ones. But anyway, but the plastic base plates that come with those Tac Sport mags, they went on 40 mags, L10 major, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because I couldn't find all of the old ones that I took off back in 2018 when I got extensions for it. So I had all these 40 mags. I was basically using all the old 40 mags. I'd put dummy rounds in them, and they were my dry fire mags.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden, I have a purpose for 40 caliber mags, and I actually found more ammo. I had more ammo than I realized I had. I had a full 7.62 ammo can full of
40?
40 major ammo I loaded back in 2019.
Great go.
Yeah. So I knew I had like 1,000 in another can, but I just found this other 7.62 can that's full, and I don't know if that's like around 800 or however many rounds that is. I was kind of excited by that. That was kind of cool. Okay. Here's an interesting question. Justin, have you done any match directing or been in any sort of leadership, any club you've been a part of?
I've built stages and did a little bit of like being the pseudo match director because of like I built the stages, but not like formally.
Okay, so you've got a little bit of that stuff going on there. Where did this come from, Jeff? Should a match director get paid?
Well, so this has been knocking around my brain for a minute.
Because I want to just say, like, to the question, I don't care if a match director gets paid. I don't care if a match is for profit. I do not care about these things. All I care is that the match is good and reasonably priced.
Right, and that's the key.
Yeah.
So I don't personally like being the match director. I find it annoying. I find the whole process frustrating. It's not my favorite thing to do in the world. But someone's got to do it. And what capitalism teaches us is if you're going to make someone do something, you must reward them so that they keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it popped up again. I was talking to my buddy Todd about he was recently down in Arizona for a month, and he shot a bunch of matches in Rio Salado.
Oh, God, yeah.
all those places. I think he said he shot 14 matches in a month.
I kept seeing videos of him and Michelle shooting stuff.
And they could have shot more. They shot something like 6,500 rounds between them.
Good God.
Yeah. So, but he was talking about they do this action steel down there, and they do it under the lights, which is its own weird experience. But they sell out every week like 250 slots. And according to the match director who runs it, that match alone, that one weekly match alone, makes $6,000 a month. And I was like, I looked at Todd, I said, you let me keep 25% of revenue, I'll gladly try to put those matches on. I'll advertise for it. I'll make sure the stages are fun and not complicated. Like I'll go to all the gun shops and be like, hey, let's get your people here. It's this super fun match. Like I would be very profit motivated to make $2,000 a month running a match once a week. Like, let's go. Like, I'm here for it. Or I guess it'd be 1,500. But yeah, it would be a way to encourage people, or give another way to encourage people to keep doing the task without fully relying on volunteerism, because as the person who has volunteered and then got bitten in the ass for volunteering, I don't like doing it. And so but if you were like, hey, however many people you get signed up, you get 25%, I'm going to be way more motivated than I was before.
Yeah. No, 100%. I already said I don't care if a match is for profit or if it's, the notion that it must be a charity and all labor is volunteer is just dumb. I don't I don't care about this at all. That is it's a volunteer sport. It's only volunteer because it has to be most of the time. As the match director of a major match, it is so much work. It's so much work. And if I was going to charge somebody for the amount of hours I put into putting on the Great Plains section for the last 4 years that I did it, I mean, if I did it at the, I don't know, it would be like $5,000 at least
for each one, or
5 to 10 each. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
each year.
100%.
But the match only takes in like 14 or so in gross revenue. So like, obviously that's not like, and that I don't do it I'm not doing it because I'm thinking, I'm going to get a payday here. But like,
right.
When it comes to the whole, like what you were saying, Jeff, you know what popped in my head when you were talking about like, if you want to keep matches good and, you have to incentivize people to come back.
Right.
And it instantly made me think of area directors when people want to bitch about like, they're just traveling matches for free on the USPSA dime. Well, I've been an area director for almost a year now, and it sucks. It's not fun. Yep. It's not a labor of love. So if I end up going to nationals and get free airfare and hotel to go there in October, I'm not gonna feel bad about it. Yep. Not a fucking bit, because the amount of time
for your volunteerism.
Yeah, it's all in volunteerism. The amount of time I've put into being an area director, even though I'm the lazy one. Like, don't forget, I'm the lazy area director.
You're sleep.
Yeah.
You're sleepy.
You're falling asleep.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep because I actually fucking work for a living. And I'm not retired and have all the time in the world to just like run around the gun club and meddle with every little fucking thing.
Yeah. Wine and dine on the orcs. Dime.
Like, I'm like, if I go to nationals and I get reimbursed by USPSA, I will not feel bad about it. I don't know if I'll be able to go anyway, because I'll have to take a whole week off in September to do Area 3. But if I do, I'm not going to feel bad about it. Like, people are, oh, he just went. No, that was like the only payment, I got a free trip to Florida to fucking work for 3 days.
Yep.
Like, Florida wasn't fun. I got to ride in an airplane. Whee! Like, I got to be in Florida in January. I was indoors the whole time. It's not like I was at the beach. It's not like I went to Disney World in Orlando. I was in a Fairfield Inn meeting room the whole weekend. So, it's
they
like
Florida of all places.
I think
what
a
was
lot
the
of
reasoning?
I think in January meeting rooms and stuff are cheap. I don't know. Rental cars were cheap as shit down there. I couldn't believe it. 3 days of rental car was a grand total of $122.
That just seems so shocking, because you would think that people would want to go to Florida in January.
I don't know.
Yeah, in the wintertime.
I couldn't explain it. I was because I was like, so how do I get? I was emailing Alan like, how do I get from the airport? He's like, well, you can rent a car if you want, or just take an Uber. Well, fucking Uber was more expensive than the rental car to go there. Yeah. It was about the same. An Uber solo there and back would have been like $110, $120, because a couple of the guys when they got there took an Uber by themselves. It was over $50.
Yeah.
So and then me and Frank each got rental cars, and each of us took a handful of people back to the airport with us. So
yeah. So so Justin, what's your feelings towards the volunteerism versus the paid aspect?
I understand, like, because, seeing match directors that do it for years and years, and, we all see it, they just get burnt out because there's no incentive. It's like, your incentive is like seeing people enjoy your match, and after a certain point, it's just
like they love it.
all right.
That's why they keep doing it.
Yeah. That's why, like, you have the OG match directors that are hosting these phenomenal matches, but after a certain point, you get old and tired of it, and you're just like, well, if no one's gonna help me, fuck it, and they just bail, and you just kind of hope that somebody picks up their slack. So it's been talked about a lot in all the podcasts of, like, match directors not taking it all on themselves and spreading the wealth and getting that community around them where it's not just solely on them. But yeah, like, I understand, like, maybe they can take some of the profit out of the match for themselves. But at the end of the day, it's like they're the ones that basically have control over where the money goes from the club. Nobody's really, like, keeping an eye on the on the funds coming in and going out.
Well, and like some club matches are expensive because they have to be. Like the club match at the Sioux Falls Practical Shooters Club, not my club. They have to pay rent basically. They got to pay $10 per shooter. So, like our monthly weeknight match, we charge $15. We're basically just charging our regular range fee. That's it. We're not charging anything extra for that. But my club is the USPSA club. My buddy Robert Olson, he runs the Sioux Falls Practical Shooters, and Dan helps a lot too. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out, Dan. And they have to pay $10 to the host club, like the gun club, and then they also have to make money to buy targets and steel and all that. So their match fee is like $25. And sometimes he's like, God, we might have to raise it. And I'm like, yeah, you might. I mean,
it's not pretty cheap.
$30 for a good club match. It's worth, like, if they raised it to 30, I wouldn't bat an eye at it.
Right.
It was 20. It was 20 when I started 10 years ago. So,
people can be weirdly price insensitive, and you don't even realize it because, like,
well, when you're dropping $50 in ammo at a match, like,
right, it's more the experience is more than the money you're paying to do the task. And it's like I've been paying, I want to say $15 or $20. Like, I don't even pay attention to it. I just put my credit card in and fucking hit it. Like, I don't.
ENPS, you guys are like 15 for a regular club match, right?
Yeah, I think
like your
so.
big monthly is $15.
Yep, and it's been that way since I started 8 years ago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said too, Justin. The first time I shot a club match down there, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Is that as a member, or is that like?
I'm not a member. I just showed up and paid $15.
Yeah, we don't change. We're way too lazy to try to track all that shit. So it's $15 flat fee.
Wow.
But it's a huge gun club that makes lots of money, so they don't like.
They don't really care, right?
They don't care. It's paying for the match.
And half the board are USPSA members, so like they're not going. They don't care. They're like, oh hey, the whole club probably wants a new shed. Yeah, the whole club wants a new shed. That's totally what we want. But yeah, it's so. Raising it to $20 or $25 to compensate, and you can even compensate the stage builders or the stage designers or the like your main ROs, or like there's ways to also benefit other people. But like Andy said, if this was being run as a business, like you got to remember that people go to shooting ranges to stand in a lane and fire a box of 50 for like $60 an hour.
Yeah, well, depending on the range, but
Depending on the range. Say
Like here, it would be $20 an hour at an indoor range, but
right, $20 an hour, and our matches 2 to 4 hours, depending on the quality. And like, I doubt Kansas got a 7-stage match done in 2 hours.
no,
Like,
I think they get them done. I really want to go shoot one of their club matches. If I can swing it, I want to go to their next one. I don't know if I'll be able. I probably won't be able to pull that off, but I would love to go shoot one of their club matches.
Your clubs run.
We do weeknight matches only because the other club in our market, they do the Sunday matches, the weekend matches. Like they do 2 per month, and they're kind of all over the place. And so when we started our club, we just decided. At first, we were doing like Saturdays and just trying to stay away from their matches. But I just decided it's easier if we just do a monthly weeknight match, like an after work match at 6:00 or whatever. And what was your question, Justin?
How many stages?
How many stages?
I guess
we do
your weekend matches.
Weekend matches at that club, 5 or 6, if they do like a double bay, because they only have 5 bays. So,
Sure.
And we
That's
do
about, like,
we do
4 hours.
We do 3 or 4
hours.
for our weeknight match. But I was texting with Robert Wyatt this week. Drink. I should start having a drink for whenever I mention Robert Wyatt because I keep mentioning that fucker out in Utah. They were adding a 7th stage because they had over 100 at their match
Jesus.
at Slipsa.
That's crazy.
Because he's near Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah, Salt Lake City. That's the crazy thing about their range. It's like kind of in the heart of the city. It's
Really?
like
Yeah, it's right next to the airport.
yeah, it's right by the airport. Like
What?
dude, if
It's like in
Area
the
3
middle
wasn't
of
in
the city.
September, we should go shoot Utah State. It's always like Labor Day weekend. Or no, it's not Labor Day weekend. It's like the weekend after Labor Day weekend, I think. It's in September. Anyway, Utah State would be a fun match, like maybe next year when I don't have to run Area 3. That would be a hoot for us to go do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like 7 stages at a club match. I think we did that once on a Saturday match, but like it was like a double bay, like class fire and a short course, and then like 5 regular stages.
We that's what we do at EMPS is we use our 6 bay, and so we'll either do a 6 stage or we'll have that one be a double bay depending on what the basics match or stage designer wants to do. But it takes that much more time and that much more effort and that much more energy to recruit another person. And for us, we got to haul all the shit up the hill.
Base 6 sucks.
Yes.
That was the stage I ran last year at Cornhusker. It's not so bad running. Like it's a good bay. It's a deep bay. I like the bay. It's just up the hill. It fucking sucks. It's not so bad tearing down because we're going down the hill, but just dragging your wagon up the hill to go to base 6, I don't like it.
Nope.
Not at all. It's a pain in the ass.
That's why I always use mini poppers on my stages because I hate having to haul full size poppers out to the bays for setup.
Oh god, yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. This is a great one that Jeff typed in for today. What does your match day look like? Because there was a CCW guy wrote a thing about his caffeine intake on Reddit.
Mm.
And I to give anyone who's not on our Reddit, get on our Reddit. That it'd make way more sense. This dude was talking about that he like got some coffee, and his 12-yard group opened up from 3 1/4 or 3/4 inch group opened up to 2.5 inches at 12 yards, and he couldn't figure it out, and blah blah blah. And then he realized that he'd like drank a shitload of coffee that morning, and he just goes through this whole fucking thing. And so I'm an asshole, and I'm like, maybe you're just a really inconsistent shooter. And he finally is like, you can't say that based
How
off of
dare
that. Right. And I was like, no, I feel pretty confident that you are not a great shooter, and or that you have an extremely low caffeine tolerance. And he goes, It's the amount more so, I think. I believe we're talking about 800 milligrams of caffeine. I was like,
Jesus, that's a lot.
That's like 3 monsters. Like,
Yeah, that's
bro. Like, yeah. And
asking
so
for a heart attack at that point.
right. And
If
I
you're
was
not
like,
used to it.
right. I was like, yeah, that's an obscene number. So it's not the caffeine affected your shooting. It's you were overdosing on a stimulant.
Yeah.
But so Justin, what you're waking up for your match, you're heading there. What does your day look like? Like how do you have any rituals? Do you have any like I must do this, I must do this, I must do this? Going to the range or at the range?
No, not really. I just usually have, my big cup of coffee on the way to the range, and like usually like a kolache or a breakfast burrito on the way to the range. It's usually like my routine. Since I usually have like an hour-ish drive to the range where I used to live. Any range was an hour drive each direction. So I had a lot of time to myself to prepare myself for the day, listen to some podcasts and stuff like that.
And once at the match, are you a creature of habit? Do you just kind of like meh boop a doop a doop, or like do you have like a full stretching routine, anything like that?
No, I usually just mope around, try to help, finish up any of the stages that are still being built. You know, that's my volunteerism is I try to help, the club
Like actually do work
set
at the
up or-
match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like most of the clubs I usually get there early enough where I'm helping build the stages, and I'm not just like I'm here an hour before hammer down, and I'm just gonna sit by my car
Yeah.
and
Oh God.
fuck off for an hour, and you're just like, can you at least like grab a staple gun or something?
Yeah,
Like,
if
do
you're
something.
listening to this and you've never helped build a stage at the local club match you go to, fuck you. Go help build the match. Like swing
The
a
most
hammer,
annoying thing is like,
haul walls, like
when-
get there a little earlier.
say it's the match meeting's at 9:30, it's 9:25, and you're still building a stage, and people are like doing their walkthroughs, and you're like, are you fucking serious? Like,
Oh,
can you,
God,
like,
that makes-
help?
I-
The stage is not
Oh.
obviously done. Can you help us out? It's like so annoying.
I've gotten to the point where I will literally just tell those people to fuck off. And if I am the match director, I basically say we will start 10 minutes after the last stage is built. So that stage builder can go walk the bays and get their head in the game. Because I've been the stage builder who's nailing in a fucking stand while the match meeting's going on. My shit's still in the car, and I'm like trying to get all my stuff together, get to my stage, and like, oh, you're the next shooter. I'm like, no, I'm not. Skip me.
That's the beauty of being the match director.
Well, and here's a fun fact: you don't have to be the match director to do that.
No.
If you were helpful or you were doing something that was helping the grand scheme of the match,
Yes.
tell people to give you some time.
Yeah.
It's my club is infamous for running up to match directors like during their make ready, like we need you, and be like, you can wait 32 seconds for me to finish this stage. Stop. And so yeah, let yourself be calm in the moment, because I've shot stages angry before and they don't tend to go well.
I have to quick interrupt here. You guys talk about whatever you want. I have got to pee. So like,
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Ready?
So Justin, what have you had any silly things happen in a match? Any fun like crazy moments that stick out in your brain?
For me personally, I did recently, like maybe a couple months ago, where a guy was running on a stage. He slipped on some of the gravel,
Yep.
and when he went down, like he kept his gun like pointed down range. But when he stood up, he had broken his finger and it was bent backwards. That was yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Did he finish
Like we
the
all
stage?
saw him go. No, it was his trigger finger. That was the funniest part. So he was like trying to, and then he realized like, oh, wait a minute, my finger is bent backwards. And we're all like, oh my God, dude, chill.
I mean, there's a part of me that's like, use your middle finger. But yeah, as the RO, I think I would at least give him like a, hey, stop. I'm going to have you unload and show clear while we unfuck your finger, and you can have a reshoot if you want it, because I don't want you running around with a broken finger.
What did I miss?
Perfect timing. So
I'll just listen to it later. Never mind. I don't want to make everybody else listen to whatever you guys just talked about again.
Oh no, it's we were just talking about funny moments at a match.
Oh,
and yeah, a guy broke his finger and his trigger finger.
Yeah.
ow.
Yeah, but he kept the gun in the safe direction, which is.
Would you just switch to your middle finger?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's exactly what Jeff was saying.
100%. That's the Midwestern inside us. We're just like,
we're just practical. We're just gonna like, well,
trigger finger broken.
I'm still shooting a stage. Like I'm gonna
scoot that finger up.
Yeah. I was just thinking like, that's like a very football player thing to do. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like Ronnie Lott literally had his pinky removed right before a game. You know, because he like destroyed it, and he's like, fuck it, I'll just keep playing.
Pinky, I don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, no big deal. It's only 50% of your grip strength. Whatever, no big deal. Okay. I think we've gone long enough. There was one more thing I wanted to mention, and I cannot remember what it was. And oh god damn it, I'll think of it before the next show. I suppose. Anyway. Justin, thank you so much for being on. Your voice reminds me of a guy who did a voice character on World War Z, the audiobook, and I cannot place who the fuck it is. Just the way you talk the whole time. By the way, I just remembered what I wanted to talk about. But the way you talk reminds me of a guy. I was big into the zombie craze in the early 20-teens, and Walking Dead, World War Z was out before that, but listen to the audiobook, and there's a guy in there, and you sound exactly like him. And he was also from Hawaii. So that's the ironic part. No, I wanted to ask you, so like you're the third person who after Jeff said, hey, let's just start having patrons on, or whoever wants to come on the show, just have them on. So what was it like coming on? Like, you're a fan of the show. You pay for our Patreon. You listen regularly. You participate in our Reddit nonsense, which we really love you for, almost more than anything. We're up over, what are we at, Jeff, now? 230 some?
Yeah, I think it's 236.
235.
235.
So, what was it like coming on for someone else who wants to come on the show and do the thing?
Personally, it like while I'm listening to you guys on the podcast, like while I'm driving, I always feel like I'm answering the questions along with, the guests that you guys have on, or like I'm participating in the conversation. So like actually being on a recording, it feels exactly the same, where like I'm just like imagining myself driving along, and I'm still talking to myself,
awesome.
But now I'm not just talking to myself in my car. I'm talking to you guys, where you guys are actually hearing what I'm saying.
You have no idea.
I'm not just yelling at myself.
You have no idea how much that makes me smile, because that is literally like how I operated when I did radio, how I want it to be when people are listening, is like they're just here. And so for you to say that it's like, it's pretty much like listening, except I get to talk, like that makes me so happy. That's awesome. I'm gonna throw Justin under the bus just a little bit. Before we were kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to warm you up a little bit because you were pretty quiet and pretty. You sounded a little nervous before you came on, but you got wound up. You got in the flow, and no, you did a fine job, man. I'm glad you came on. Appreciate you being here. This is where you say thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
The thing is, a lot of times guests, they always have an agenda. Like there's a reason they're on, and you're just a guy who likes the show, and you're on the show. Like,
yeah,
that's.
I'm not marketing my some training company or some knowledge transfer.
Yeah, are you starting a training company, Justin? Are you gonna start making pasters?
Why? It's because I'm Asian.
I did kind of want to ask about the whole Asians and DFW thing, but you haven't tried
Yeah.
any matches yet. You have to come back and report on.
Oh God, that's funny. I could have. My
I've shot
daughter.
a few matches up here, but so
I bet-
I do know some of the shooters in the area.
My wife and daughter actually flying down to DFW to go visit TCU and Baylor college visits.
Baylor Bears.
And I never thought about, if I had more time off, I could have gone and like probably shot a match somewhere. Although it's all about her and the college visits, not about me shooting a match. But I'm not going. It's just my wife and daughter are going down there. But I would love to go. I honestly, at this point, I've shot majors, all around Area 3. I'm almost more interested in going and shooting locals in different places. Because that's like 95% of what we do for the sport that we love is shooting our local matches, shooting club matches. And I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, the first time I shot out in Spearfish at Bruce's club, like that was super fun. It was totally different.
Yep.
It was just complete. I mean, it was still a USPSA match. It wasn't different in that respect. It's just how they do things a little different. The venue is really different. Like shooting a match in a canyon is weird. Like really weird. Because gunfire bounces off the the walls of the canyon and stuff. It's kind of cool. But anyway, again, thank you so much, Justin, for joining us on the show. If you want to see his very first match, Justin shooting super slow, go look for Tactical Turtle on our Reddit page because he posted to go along with Jeff's first match video that you posted. We never mentioned that. Skinny Jeff, like super skinny Jeff. What year was that?
2017.
Okay.
We'll be talking about that during the Patreon episode.
Oh, we've got something to talk about in the Patreon episode. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Justin. He is Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is Not Another Shooting Show.